There's a guy named Marcus, lives in Chicago, 32 years old, works as a mechanical engineer, makes $85,000 a year. By all accounts, he's doing well. He did everything right. Went to college, got the degree, landed the job, climbed the ladder, and then one night, he's sitting in his apartment staring at his computer screen, and he realizes something that makes his stomach drop. He's got $14,000 in credit card debt, a car loan he can barely keep up with, and a 401k that he doesn't even understand. He makes good money, and somehow he's still broke, and he starts asking himself a question that keeps him up at night. How did this happen? He's smart. He's hardworking. He did everything they told him to do. So why does it feel like he's drowning? Here's the thing about Marcus. He's not alone. There are millions of people in this country, smart, hardworking people, who are doing everything right and still falling behind. 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That includes people making six figures. And they're still one emergency away from disaster. Not because they're lazy, not because they're bad with money, but because nobody ever taught them how money actually works. Think about it. Marcus spent 12 years in school, learned algebra, learned biology, learned American history, but nobody ever taught him how to file taxes, how to build credit without drowning in debt, how compound interest works, and how it can either save him or destroy him, and that's not an accident. Let's go back for a second. The American education system wasn't built to create entrepreneurs. It wasn't built to create financially literate citizens. It was built during the Industrial Revolution to create factory workers, people who show up on time, do what they're told, don't ask too many questions, people who are smart enough to do the job, but not smart enough to question why they're doing it. That model worked great for the factory owners. But here's the thing, it's 2026. We've got AI, we've got the internet, we've got more information than any generation in history. And yet schools are still teaching kids like it's 1923. No personal finance, no entrepreneurship, no real understanding of debt, taxes, or how money actually works. And you have to ask yourself why. Because financially literate people are dangerous, not in a bad way, dangerous to the system. They ask questions. They don't stay in jobs that underpay them. They don't pay 24% interest on credit cards. They don't stay stuck. And that's bad for business, the business of keeping people exactly where they are. And here's the part that really hits. It's not Marcus's fault. It's not your fault. People weren't lazy. They weren't stupid. They just didn't know. Because how could they? Their parents didn't know. Their grandparents didn't know. It's a cycle that keeps going and going. Generations of people not talking about money, being afraid of money, being ashamed of not understanding it. And that silence, it's expensive. The average American household carries over $8,000 in credit card debt at interest rates that should be illegal. Student loan debt in this country is over $1.7 trillion. Most of it was signed by kids who were barely 18, who had no idea what they were getting into. Teenagers signing away their financial future because nobody told them what they were signing. That's not a failure of individuals. That's a failure of the system. And the system profits from that confusion. Let's get uncomfortable for a minute. There's an entire industry built on people not understanding money. Credit card companies love it when people don't understand compound interest. They make money every single month. People carry a balance. Banks love it when people don't pay attention to fees. They take money without people even noticing. Student loan companies love it when people stretch payments over decades. Interest just keeps piling up. And employers, they love it when people are too scared to quit. They can underpay and people stay anyway. Not a conspiracy, just a business model. And schools, they're not designed to protect people from that. They're designed to prepare people for it. Wealthy families know this. That's why they teach their kids about assets versus liabilities, cash flow, leverage, tax strategies. Meanwhile, the rest get a good job to save 10% and you'll be fine. Then everyone wonders why the wealth gap keeps growing. It's not because wealthy people are smarter, it's because they know things most people were never told. But here's the good news. It's not over. It's not too late because people like Marcus are waking up. They're starting to ask questions. They're starting to realize that the system wasn't built for them, and that's the first step. Marcus didn't need a finance degree. He didn't need to be a math genius. He didn't need to be rich to start. He just needed three things: curiosity, awareness, and one small step. That's it. Here's what he did. Number one, he realized that his biggest wealth building tool wasn't his salary, it was his spending habits. He didn't need to make more, he needed to keep more of what he made. Number two, he learned the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset puts money in your pocket, a liability takes it out. He started buying more assets. Number three, he started small, $20 a week in an index fund. At 32, it won't make him a millionaire overnight. But in 20 years, that's real money. That's freedom. That's the math they never taught him. And Marcus, he didn't fix everything overnight, but he started, he read one book, he asked some questions, he made one small change. 6 months later, he was sleeping better. A year later, his credit card debt was down. 2 years later, he had real savings. He didn't become a millionaire, but he stopped drowning. And that changed everything because once you start moving in the right direction, it's hard to stop. If this hits, if something clicks, share it. Not for likes, not for views, because there's someone out there, someone like Marcus, who is still stuck in that cycle, staring at their computer screen at 2 a.m., wondering how they got there, and maybe, just maybe, this is the push they need. School didn't teach people real finance because it wasn't designed to. But now, people know. And knowing, that's where it all starts.